Hey everyone, this is PrinceBrightstar, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XV. And today we are taking a look at episode Ardyn. Now this is going to be the last DLC that's available for Final Fantasy XV. It's a shame that this is going to be the last one, especially with the departure of the director of the game. But at least the stories that were to come after are going to be released in the form of a book. So that's probably something I'll be picking up at some point. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump right into this. And we're going to start a new game. Having turned the Empire to shambles and shrouded the world in darkness, Ardyn, erstwhile healer of those who ailed, now sits atop the Lucian throne denied him by the crystal some 2 millennia ago. Certainly taking its time loading here.
Long ago, there lived a man, blessed by the gods and revered by the people as their savior. His name was Ardyn Lucis Kylum, and he was to have served as the first king of Lucis.
Tension between the two countries remains high, with neither nation showing signs of backing down. In other news, a member of the Border Patrol has been reported MIA since sometime before dawn this morning. The missing officer has been identified as 28-year-old Mars Sapientia. Although Officer Sapientia allegedly reported for duty at his appointed time, fellow officers say he disappeared soon after and has not been sighted since. Officer Sapientia is a tall, fair-skinned male, and was last seen wearing his Border Patrol fatigues. Anyone with information on Officer Sapientia's whereabouts are requested to contact the Crown City Police immediately. And now a word from the Public Information Bureau. Today marks the anniversary of the founding of the Kingdom of Lucis. The Founders Day Committee has prepared a number of attractions in honor of this auspicious occasion, including a parade around the Citadel as well as a statue of the Founder King himself. All are welcome and encouraged to participate in today's festivities. This has been a message from the Public Information Bureau.
What about you?
Now, on to the weather.
Shouldn't you be looking for your buddy?
Today in the Crown City, we expect mild and sunny weather with nothing but blue skies.
I'm on
The
special
Borderlands
assignment.
may experience some inclement weather, starting in the evening and continuing throughout the night. That concludes today's news and weather.
So that was a very interesting first shot there of him, because that basically reproduced what Noctis looked like back in Versus 13 in one of the first trailers.
Sweet home at last.
Welcome to the Founders Day Festival. In a moment, the parade will begin making its way through the city. King Regis is scheduled to participate in the festivities, circling the citadel alongside the statue of the Founder King, Somnus Lucis Chiron.
It's also nice to kind of see the Crown City when it was still all together.
So this is the city Somnus built on the back of his own flesh and blood. Just look at them, free of care and unaware of the war beyond their wall.
In order to ensure the safety of all festival goers, we ask that you please follow all staff instructions. Vehicular access will also be limited in some areas around the citadel for the festival's duration. In addition, traffic will be stopped entirely during the parade. We thank you for your cooperation.
But before we
What
do
need is there
that,
to worry when brick and mortar blinds them to the suffering outside? Why venture out into the world when you feel so safe within? What a life to live.
okay, so he actually doesn't have a menu that I can get into here, so...
And that must be the king's castle.
We should. No, no, of course. Absolutely. Yeah. No. Absolutely.
Now, let the fireworks begin!
Okay.
Right, let's go.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Cursed be the wind and wings of the gods.
The Tale of the Fallen King, Prisoner of Fate. The year is ME734. Spirits are high in the Crown City as all of Insomnia prepares to celebrate Founders Day, yet the citizens of the Lucian... Oh, it's gone. Chapter 1, Darkness Awakens.
Ardyn. Oh, Ardyn. You can't expect me to believe that.
Oh, but I do. You have my word.
Well, in that case... You look exhausted, my love. Are you all right?
I am. The gods blessed me with a power and a purpose to cure people of what ails them. I must see their will be done.
Your devotion shall not go unnoticed. The gods will doubtless be watching over you. Just as I shall be watching over you every step of the way. It seems to me the cure for your exhaustion is comprised of two things. one of which is rest.
Oh? And the other?
Is me.
Oh, Era, pray be with me, always.
Mm-hmm.
He's alive. Just as the ancient texts told.
Who?
Take him away.
Don't touch me.
Status report. Everything is fine here.
Roger that. We'll transport the subject to your location.
And we'll have the medical team ready as planned.
So just to note, Ardyn was betrayed by his
What's the
people.
situation over there?
Nothing to report. We're just...
Adagium sighted!
Adagium?
Get it back in the cell. No matter what. We can't let that thing off this island.
Stop. Cease this. Cease this.
At once!
Ardyn enters Overkill when his HP falls to 0. While in this undying state, his attacks deal more damage, but his maximum HP falls every time he takes a hit. When Ardyn's maximum HP falls to 0, the game is over.
Here goes.
Press the left button to attack with your arsenal of royal arms. Hold the button to blitz the enemy with consecutive attacks.
Enough! Discipline!
Press the left trigger, or no, bumper to dodge incoming attacks. Hold the left trigger or bumper to quickly shadow step around the field.
Out of my way! Dissipate!
Land 5 successful strikes to perform a finisher and create an opening to demonify the enemy. Press the right button while an enemy is vulnerable to demonify them and harvest their life force.
What sins must I atone?
These memories. Could they be his? I didn't purge him of the scourge. I bestowed it upon him.
Incredible. His power's unbelievable. Hey!
Eminent magic technological expert Verstale Bethesda steals away to the Umbral Isle of Angelgard and absconds with Lucis's darkest secret, Adagium. He escorts the subject back to one of the Empire's Magitech research facilities for further study. Chapter 2, Illusory Truth.
Era.
Somnus.
Forgive me, brother, but the throne seats only one.
Gods, no!
Ardyn.
Ardyn Azunia, Chief Besithia would like to see you.
I'm loving how they're really going into his backstory on all this. It's, we really don't know a whole lot about Ardyn, except what we were kind of able to glean from that one dungeon and how he helped Ifrit escape from there.
Nothing here to interest me. Nothing here to interest me.
So now we're able to get into the, into here. One of Chief Besithia's writings stored in his research facility. This entry is entitled The Star Scourge. This entry is entitled Daemons. I guess we take a look at those in the archives. I was but a boy when I saw my first daemon, a wild canine run afoul of the Plasmodia. The fear that should have consumed me was itself engulfed by an intense excitement, much like the dark miasma that spreads across the land and blots out any trace of light or life. Some might deem me a madman, vilifying me for researching a wicked plague that brings naught but death. However, be it the magic technology of old or the daemons of our day, understanding that which we fear is a vital step towards enlightenment. The plague that ravaged our star centuries ago died out for a time, and with it went all knowledge of the monsters it spawned. Yet since the discovery of a mutant strain of Plasmodia here on our very soil, that ominous word has re-entered our lexicon, daemon. What caused this scourge to resurge? I hypothesize that it began with the rise of our population, that began in the latter half of this millennium. While the adoption of magic technology has vastly improved life for citizens across the Empire, the territorial expansion it enabled may also have reactivated Plasmodia that remained dormant for many years. If so, then the true spread of the Star Scourge may have only just begun. Rakshasa Blade. A sword that has stayed at Ardyn's side for roughly 2,000 years, flying forth at his command. One half of a pair, the Rakshasa Blade was forged alongside the Blade of the Mystic, beloved glaive of Ardyn's younger brother Somnus Lucis Calum. Both blades possess different properties, forming a devastatingly destructive arsenal when wielded together. While one can assume both swords were imbued with the hope that the brothers Calum would rule in tandem, envy and ambition ultimately tore the two apart. And it looks like that's it. Alright, let us go and speak.
Head out. I dare say this outfit wasn't tailor-made. Not the most enthralling view.
Adagium. Although I long dismissed it as some foolish fairy tale, the recent discovery of an ancient text tucked away in one of the kingdom's royal tomes has convinced me Adagium is real. According to the tome, this inhuman entity born of the darkness has lived in the shadows of Angelgard for some 2 millennia. Perhaps the Lucians feared its supposed superhuman strength and potential for destruction. Yet to let such power go untapped would be incredibly wasteful. The military may have scoffed at us researchers for the lack of tangible progress on our Magitech infantry and daemonic studies. But if we harvest this immortal monster and harness the secrets it holds, we may indeed laugh last.
Come, have a seat.
Oh, thank you for joining me.
gods above, we thank you for the bounty you have laid before us.
Don't want your food getting cold, do you? Are you enjoying your stay?
No.
You've been asleep for years. Learning to appreciate the waking world will take time. Perhaps I can help enlighten you while we dine.
Let's ask about me.
Was your examination of me a fruitful one?
Oh yes, you've proven far more fascinating than expected. No wonder they kept you locked away. To think the powers of a demon could dwell within the heart of a man, it's incredible. The Star Scourge doesn't sap your life force, it gives you more. Your cells can regenerate themselves, and you can demonify other life forms as well. There's no doubt you are...
A monster.
Not a monster, a marvel. I can't wait to unravel all your mysteries.
What time is this?
How long has it been since you brought me here?
204 days. Roughly 7 months or so. Then again, the Lucians had you locked away in that prison for nearly 2 millennia. I'd be more surprised if you hadn't lost all concept of time. You must loathe those Lucians for what they did to you.
And let's ask about the food.
What is this food?
Meat, cloned in this facility.
Cloned?
We cultivated somatic cells, used them as donors to fuse the nucleus transplant cells to the recipient oocytes, and then we...
Enough! I've no ear for the ramblings of a lunatic. What is it you want from me, anyhow? What about me interests you so?
You said it yourself, didn't you? You were chosen by the gods. And frankly, with powers like yours, I'd say you're nearly a god in your own right. We need those powers that you possess. With your strength on our side, we could finally put an end to the gruesome war with Lucis. You too must desire the fall of the kingdom that cast you into exile.
My desires are all in the past.
The man who wronged you may have died long ago, but his descendants live on to this day. Surely you must bear them some feelings of ill will.
My feelings are none of your concern.
Come along.
Before this, let me pick up the sparkly.
This is the fruit of my labor. A small portion of it, that is. I envy you. A human life is too short to truly understand all there is to know about the world. Go on, have a look.
Oh.
Let's see. This appears to be a map of the world.
This is our world?
Birth of our star.
It has been estimated that Eos came into existence some 4.5 billion years ago.
The descent of the
Ancient
Astrals.
myths tell tales of 6 protector gods who first alighted upon Eos in the ancient Solheim era. Fossils thought to be remains of the oldest members of the human race were discovered in the Pistala region.
Now, if I remember correctly, there was a bunch of destruction that took place somewhere. I'm having trouble placing it here, but Solheim, I think, was completely destroyed.
Some claim that humans discovered fire in the Sukarp region even before the dawn of the Solheim civilization. According to legend, the fire god Ifrit first bestowed his burning wisdom upon a man who later sat the throne of Solheim. The mechanized civilization of Solheim is presumed to have originated in the Diskai and Klang regions. Exactly when the civilization rose and fell, however, remains the subject of much investigation.
Okay, so then it was all the way over there, so then this western region is where the Empire is.
The enormous crevasse separating the regions of Klang and Diskai is known as Telpar Crag. It is here that the War of the Astrals is said to have taken place. When Ifrit tried to reduce mankind to ash, the other gods fought back, and some claim this clash caused the collapse of Solheim. It is said that Ifrit, having lost the War of the Astrals, was interred atop the Rock of Ravito. After the war, the ice goddess Shiva allegedly sank into a deep slumber, nestled in the Goravas Rift of Volute. To this day, no one knows what became of the blade god Bahamut. The earth god Titan can be seen supporting the meteor at the heart of the disk of Kothis in Diskai.
Alright, let's see what else we got. The Lucian soldiers' reliance on their monarch's magic is nothing new, nor do I expect the armed forces to switch up their strategy in the near future. It thus stands to reason that we ought to devise a plan to inhibit their abilities by whatever means necessary. I've given much thought to the idea of suppressing the Lucians' magic, and while it will be some time until we have a working prototype, I believe we should have a fully functioning jamming device added to our Magitech arsenal before long. Further combat data would certainly help speed along the development process, especially data related to the Divine. What a thrill it would be to take down a god using the form of one of their helpers. And that was a diorama of the world created by Chief Besithia. This model offers a bird's-eye view of both Imperial territories, as well as lands the Empire has yet to acquire. Okay.
At center, we see what I presume to be Lucian warriors and the kings of yore. I've learned a great deal about the first king of Lucis, but I never knew he was second in line. It seems to depict a legend in which the chosen king dispels the darkness. If that's true, does that mean Lucis intends to someday stand above all others? Their trifling tales mean nothing in the face of our superior technology. Only we can restore balance to our world.
Yeah, so this is an image we've seen, I want to say in the Lucian castle, but it does depict Ifrit and Shiva there on the left, Ramu, and someone else on the right. And I have to imagine that's Eos at the top, but again, this is also an image that may have been played with a bit, compared to how it was supposed to appear as Versus 13. Let's move on to the Oracle.
At the top of the painting, we see the Oracle herself. The bloodline of the Oracle is one of the oldest in Eos, originating with Eromirus Flore. Only they possess the power to commune with the gods. This painting depicts the Oracle as some goddess of light herself, She'd doubtless prove a powerful ally if she could be persuaded.
Okay, so not Eos herself, but the Oracle.
On the sides of the frame, we see the Hexathian. Conspicuously absent is the traitorous god of fire who started the Great War of old. Perhaps developing a deeper understanding of the demons will bring us closer to comprehending their divine counterparts. But what if I were to find a way to combine those two disparate elements?
Now, in the lower left, I believe that's actually Doom Train down there, but I'm not 100% certain.
By my estimation, the grotesque creatures depicted here are likely demons. Could this mean these monsters will be harbingers of the apocalypse? If only we could find a way to harness their power for ourselves.
The line of Lucis was chosen to eradicate evil from Eos, and with the divine on their side, how could they fail?
You're saying there's more facts in here. Let me check that out. Ah, thank you.
As for the storm god Rama, legend has it he sealed himself away within Fosha Hollow in Disguise. The sea goddess Leviathan disappeared in the wake of the war. Some say she swam below the waves and slumbers beneath the city of Altisha. Some 2,000 years ago, the gods granted Somnus Lucis Kylum 2 gifts: the sacred stone and ring. With these in hand, he founded the kingdom of Lucis. In the centuries since, Lucis has managed to expand its territory while struggling to suppress a parasitic plague. As of ME 722, Mor's Lucis Kylum sits the throne as the 112th monarch of his line. Regis Lucis Kylum is King Mor's firstborn son, and first in line to succeed his father.
Now, something that I never understood about this whole thing is that there's been, like, over 100 kings, and yet the Knights of the Round, as we kind of know them from the ending of 15, basically portrays 13. So did not all of them have access to the powers of Lucius, even though they had the right bloodline? I never quite understood that part of it here.
Angelgard, off the coast of Golden Key, is an uninhabited island that Lucians regard as sacred ground. Ancient texts tell of a monster known as Adagium supposedly sealed away within, but investigations into its existence have yet to provide conclusive evidence. Soon after the establishment of the Kingdom of Lucis, House Fulleré founded the nation of Tenebrae. The Empire began its occupation of Tenebrae in ME 359, a move that was initially met with much apprehension. In order to assuage the dissenters, the Empire preserved the Oracle's home of Fenestala Manor. This concession was partially made for political purposes. House Fulleré enjoys close ties with the line of Lucis. The Accordo Protectorate has developed into a bustling league of towns at the heart of maritime trade. In ME 606, the Empire won an important battle against the allied forces of Lucis and Accordo, and in turn, annexed the Protectorate. The country is steeped in traditions and cultures that are incompatible with imperial rule, so the Empire has permitted it a measure of relative political autonomy. Centuries after the founding of Lucis, a movement to revive the lost civilization of Solheim arose around the Weltham region. Leading the charge was House Aldercat, whose brave deeds brought about the rise of the Niflheim Empire. The Empire built upon Solheim's magic technology and employed it for military use. This new firepower helped the Empire fell its foes, taking Tenebrae in ME 359 and Accordo in ME 606. As of ME 722, under the direction of Emperor Aedalus Aldercat, the Empire is developing new arms fusing magitech with demons. Vestiges of the ancient Solheim civilization can still be seen in the ruins of Piteous and Steeleth Grove. Several ancient structures also dot the forest of the Fall Grove that encircles Castlemark Tower. Excavation of these various sites is currently underway.
So yeah, Piteos is the dungeon I was referring to before. We never went through it on the show here, but that is a dungeon that basically talks about how Ifrit was imprisoned within, and that he needed to essentially get down into the underworld to figure out where Eos was. Eos evidently had become pregnant with the help of a human, and so that brought about the question of how compatible are humans and gods, and how do the other gods respond to this. And you can basically see the proof that she had become pregnant from the fact that she had the Genji gloves down on her stomach, and Genji means twin in Japanese. It's actually a theory that the Final Fantasy peasant had put out long ago, and I was really surprised to take a second look at that and actually see what he was saying actually made a lot of sense. So it's really interesting to see kind of how Eos was betrayed, and that sort of led Ifrit to his madness.
In ME 501, during an expedition in the Ulwat region, the Imperial Army discovered a new species known as demons.
Alright, the story continues there, so let's check this out.
Given the demon's aversion to light, they typically stick to the shadows until the sun fades and the night falls. Adagium, however, is different. Unlike his demon brethren, he can still function uninhibited in broad daylight. Of course, the ultraviolet rays harm him, much like they would any other demon. Yet his cells regenerate quickly enough to essentially negate the damage.
It stings. Like the light of the sun. Perhaps I'd best cover up.
If it wasn't for his control of the demons, I would say he's essentially Deadpool.
Demons were first officially recognized as a new species roughly 200 years ago. According to ancient texts, however, humans have suffered from a parasitic plague wrought by the demons for upward of 2 millennia. Demonification is caused by a mutant strain of plasmodia that takes root in living creatures and changes their cellular structures. Infected creatures begin to disperse miasmal particles, the spread of which is known as the Star Scourge. This model is a replica made from plaster poured into a demon-shaped cavity discovered deep underground. Demons sublimate when their vital functions cease, so this particular specimen must have vaporized after the mud around it had already solidified. Scientists believed this subject burrowed into the earth in order to shield itself from the light of the sun.
That's a really good idea. Just simply wearing a hat would protect his face, although he would still need to cover up other parts of his body. He'd need gloves and long pants.
You?
The Dragon of Telpar. The team we dispatched to Telpar Crag has returned with a fascinating report. Their landing craft came under assault by a flying dragon as soon as they entered the valley. Hearing their story, I could not help but recall a passage I once read about the legendary Blade Master, which stated he guarded the Founder King with his glaive in hand and his dragon at his side. That would mean that the creature they encountered has been guarding that gorge for nearly 2 millennia. And if one of these Lucian legends has proven true, then perhaps the kingdom's fairy tales are more than mere rumors after all, even the whispers about the Undying. Alright, here's another The Rock of Ravateau. Acting on a tip we received from a friend in the private sector, we have sent an excavatory expedition to the top of the Rock of Ravateau. Unlike the immovable Archeon at the Disk of Colthus, the body of the Infernian should be unobstructed and ready for transport, assuming our team can reach the peak, that is. Legends say the Infernian bestowed the gift of fire upon mankind in antiquity, and this burning wisdom helped forge the foundation of what became the civilization of Solheim. And now, with the fabled flame within my grasp, I take my first step towards divinity. 'Tis a wondrous day indeed. Should be 2 more data logs around here somewhere. Here's one of them. The Draconian. Of all the gods above, least is known about the Draconian. Neither a tutelary deity nor a regular fixture in written records. The Blade Keeper has left behind nary a trace save for his name. Some legends suggest he selected a king to lead Lucis and bestowed upon the chosen one the fabled ring and crystal. In my opinion, it all sounds like the type of tall tale the royal family might concoct to justify their hold on power, but perhaps we can explore the matter in more depth by paying a visit to the Lucian's confidants in Tenebrae. The Messengers. While few written records referencing the divine host of messengers remain, our excavatory expedition to Telpar Crag has uncovered some interesting information via word of mouth while investigating the surrounding area. Based on what we've heard, the demigods fought alongside the deities they served in the War of the Astrals, with the followers of the traitorous Infernian being all but erased from the annals of history after suffering defeat at the hands of the other gods. Little else is known about the Messengers, but I'm determined to discover more about these fascinating creatures. I'm looking around, but I don't see the last one. Maybe I missed it back here. Nope. Alright, I'll give this one more look and then we'll move on. I thought I heard something just a moment ago. Oh wait, what's that over there? There it is, okay. Next to godliness. I've made a discovery both startling and astounding. The monster known as the Adagium is none other than Ardyn Lucis Calum, older brother to the founder king of Lucis. Words cannot describe the sense of elation that enveloped me, knowing that I was able to converse with a creature who has lived for hundreds of years. His powers do not cease to amaze. Not only can he absorb the demonic miasma into his body, but he can pass the plague on to others as well. He also claims to have gained a glimpse into their psyche when doing so, relieved their memories, so to speak. If this is true, then it would seem this man has been blessed with both eternal life and unlimited wisdom. He's practically a god in his own right. Alright, let me head over here real quick just so I can save the game. There we go. And let us progress the story.
Adagium. That is what the Lucians call the monster they imprisoned for 2,000 long years. His powers surpass those of any mortal, and his body is all but impervious to attack. It's no wonder the Founder King sealed him away on the Isle of Angel Guard. He undoubtedly feared this monster might challenge his reign. It seems fortune smiles upon me. Though the Lucians kept him locked away for 2,000 years, I've managed to secure Adagium for myself. The raging winds and stormy seas may have cast all others away, but the waves parted for me that day and led the way. While I've yet to conduct any official research, the potential he proved in combat was most promising. I estimate his powers easily surpass anything mankind has ever seen. Perhaps this streak of luck has just begun.
Fascinating, isn't it? I pored over the ancient texts and found scarcely a mention of you. I barely believed you existed till I saw you with my own eyes. With your help, my research is proceeding smoothly. You have my thanks.
It's very possible, Philip.
This must be how the gods feel looking down upon our world. Here we have a model of imperial territory. It includes our present lands as well as our future acquisitions. Feel free to have a look.
Oh, I just did actually, so no need.
There's something you should see. Come with me. I found something most interesting on the Rock of Ravito. If my experiment on this specimen succeeds, it might provide the information you've been looking for. This way.
Is that?
Ifrit the Infernian.
You subjugated a god and brought him here?
He was sound asleep, just like the legend said he'd be, so we put him on ice. Do you think you could turn him
into a demon?
If you managed to demonify a deity, you could learn truths no mere mortal could ever dream of knowing. You'll access 2,000 years of his memories, and if you can control him, he'll be a weapon of supreme power. It's certainly an enticing offer, isn't it? Just think you could exact sweet revenge through divine retribution.
How do you know what I want?
I don't, but I know you have no other options. Well, shall we? Come see the fruits of my Magitech research. This way. The ancient civilization of Solheim, forefathers of our magic technology, once flourished on this land. Had they not incurred the wrath of the gods, they may have remained prosperous to this day.
And you wish to restore them to greatness?
To surpass them, which is why I need you to lend me your strength. But I'm certain magic technology and demons are the keys to unlocking the door to a new future.
Come to think of it, I remember hearing that originally Ifrit wasn't demonified, but apparently with the new version, the Royal Edition, he was changed to that. So they may have not originally intended. In fact, no, they didn't intend to do anything beyond the original DLC that we got. So this kind of makes sense that they did that once that was finalized.
Lucians? But how?
Kunmi Squad, Adagium sighted. Initiating
Requesting backup
engagement.
from Nimbus Squad.
Shutting down communications until all clear.
So, you've come to kill me, have you?
Or die trying.
Just as you accuse me of a right I'm ready though I may be gone, my laces are involved in hearts of the soldiers before you.
Who is it?
A kingdom you can no longer call your own. Would you allow me? I will defeat the
Take this!
Looks like he still only has the one weapon here at this point. They modify enemies to fill the Phantasm Bar and conjure spectral arms to increase your attack power.
Here goes! Here goes!
That girl proves you're unruly enough.
Alright, there goes another.
Perhaps you ought to sleep away your sadness.
This power!
Damned monster!
I hope you know it's your fault. Era is dead. You deserve a wonderful you would be caught up in your idealized illusions to save your beloved. Don't you realize
Blast!
He's alive.
You must stop him before he destroys everything.
So hold R bumper and press the right button when the Phantasm Bar is full to inflict royal retribution on your enemies.
Oh, Infernian, grant me the power to take Somnus, his people, and his cursed kingdom,
And burn them all to the ground!
No!
I was the one chosen to be king?
Ardyn.
Era.
Forgive me.
Huh?
I defied the will of the gods and revealed to Somnus you had been chosen to be king. I never dreamt he would try to kill you.
But he did. Somnus fooled everyone so he could usurp the throne. Everything that happened, it's all his fault.
No! Listen to me. It's my fault. I'm the one who ruined your future. This was divine retribution for my sins.
You've no sins to atone for. Gods! Answer me! Why have you burdened us with this fate? Era! Oh no! Era! Please!
In the names of the gods above, fulfill your calling, Ardyn, and punish me for my sins.
Era.
Kill me.
That's right. Kill her. Put that monster out of its misery, just like I did.
I can't. My calling is to save lives.
Just like you saved that innocent man by turning him into a demon.
Please, Ardyn. You must live.
I can't. Not without you.
Come. Why not give the lady what she wants? Allow me.
No! I'll never forgive you, Somnus. This monster may not be able to destroy you, but I'll see to it that I destroy everything you built. Hear me, gods above. No longer shall I supplicate you for pardon. No longer shall I sojourn toward the light. Nay, the path I intend to tread is paved with blood and darkness. No longer shall I seek your guidance. This path is mine to tread alone.
I was about to ask, when is he going to realize he's still standing in that room?
The Empire's demonic experiments bore fruit before long, precipitating the production of a Magitech infantry. As recognition for his contribution to this research, Ardyn Azunia was inaugurated as Imperial Chancellor. Thanks to its newfound firepower, Niflheim managed to break the stalemate that shackled the nation for more than 100 years, and, in turn, forced Lucis to scale back its magical barrier. The untimely passing of King Mors ushered in the era of a new monarch, and the young Regis Lucis Kylum succeeded the throne. Meanwhile, Ardyn began to spread the Star Scourge throughout the world, stealing people's memories and learning as much about the kingdom as he could. In time, those memories began to merge with his own, gradually transforming him into a wicked echo of his former self. And now, at long last, the time for his revenge has come.
So just taking a quick moment here. So the whole idea with what the other DLC was supposed to do was essentially find a peaceful resolution where Noctis did not die at the end. And the only way that I could see that kind of thing happening at this point with how Ardyn was betrayed would essentially be either he figure out some way to go back in time, or he figure out how Ardyn gains those memories and essentially force-feed him someone with false memories that would turn him a different way. The only problem is Noctis was still not alive at that point, so it's kind of hard to do that. Betrayed by his brother and bereft of his beloved, Ardyn is burdened with the blessing of eternal life. His feelings of enmity toward the line of Lucis grew greater with each passing day as darkness continues to consume his body and soul. Well, then I look forward to seeing the end of this DLC, because kind of the other part of this was that Noctis is essentially stuck in a time loop. Chapter 3, A Fiery Vengeance.
Attention, an enormous unidentified life form has appeared near the Citadel. The creature has begun spewing flames, turning the area surrounding the Citadel to a sea of fire. All citizens must evacuate.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Is this thing on? Greetings, people of the Kingdom of Lucis. Do forgive me for interrupting the festivities, but I must tell you, this day of rapturous revelry shall be your last. Call it divine retribution. False kings and fraudulent nations are fated to perish. Sins of the past must not go unpunished. The time of reckoning is at hand. And today you shall atone on behalf of your forebears.
Who is he? We've yet to ID him.
Resist if you wish, but know that your fight against fate is a foolish and futile one.
Whoever he is, it's clear he wishes us harm. You stay here. I am going to put a stop to this madman.
Well, time to set to work.
Attention,
all right.
units. This is your captain speaking. Code Red. I repeat, Code Red. Follow your commander's orders and get the situation under control.
Every word clear as day. Wonderful technology.
Is this truly the best Lucis can muster?
This is going to hurt.
Clarice here. Have you identified the creature? Not yet, but we believe it to be demonic in nature. A demon. But how could it possibly withstand the daylight? For now, help the citizens evacuate. The Vanguard will take care of the giant. Absolutely, sir. The Crown's Guard is almost wiped out, sir. Target is still on the move. Special forces are on the way. Try to hold out until they arrive.
Behold! Where's your head?
scared.
Engaging the target. He's so strong. Sending backup. Don't let him get away.
Perish!
How many waves are we going to have to fight through here? Hold the right bumper and press the directional pad when the tech bar is full to make Ifrit perform a powerful technique. Ifrit will temporarily fight alongside Ardyn. Issue another command to resummon him into the fray.
Think you can kill me? I'd love to see you try.
Currently engaging the target. Sir, I don't think he's one of us. Then what the hell is he?
Oh, giving up the hunt already? This is going to hurt.
Sir, we've identified the giant. It's the Infernian. Ifrit's the Infernian. An astral? Yes, sir. One of our officers seems to be controlling the Infernian, but we can't get an ID on him. What? Find out who he is at once.
One more and I'll be able to do the royal attack again.
How's that?
There we go.
There seems to be some kind of disturbance. What's going on?
Why, whatever do you mean?
Now I need you to locate and destroy the devices amplifying the wall.
As you wish. Just sit back and enjoy the show. Now, where in the world might those dastardly devices be?
Disable a wall amplifier to seize control of the surrounding area. Check the map to view the location of the amplifiers. Wall amplifiers also strengthen the Royal Guard stationed around them. Disable the amplifiers to weaken the enemy's defensive capabilities.
I've marked the location of all the devices they're using to amplify the wall. They seem to be positioned on rooftops around the city. Find them and destroy them.
With pleasure. I'll be sure to keep you abreast of my progress. No rest for the wicked.
Press left trigger to perform a phantasmal leap and quickly warp point to a marked location.
Perhaps I'll take the high road.
There you go. Oh, he actually escaped the blind side. Alright, where is the big balloon? What am I supposed to do here? Destroy the nearby mana fonts to begin deactivating the wall amplifier.
Here goes.
Not bad. How's that? Over here. Enjoy.
Almost got this one down.
Not bad.
Target acquired. Commencing elimination.
I pray you won't disappoint.
Stay back.
All hail the Almighty!
I have sworn to vanquish all who would besmirch this sacred place.
Defeat the newly activated Guardian to fully disable the wall amplifier.
All trespassers shall be eliminated.
Oh dear. The kingdom's defense budget is surely nothing.
Shadow step behind enemies and attack to blindside them. Successful blindside strike can leave foes vulnerable to demonification. Blindside strikes cannot be performed while in an undying state. Okay, so that matches what I saw earlier.
Let's get this over with, shall we? Boost. Seems they've another line of defense waiting to deploy. Don't hold back now!
Stay back.
Must stop you.
Set their hearts.
Oh, in here you're talking about. Got it. Use AP points to acquire new abilities. Alright, so what do we have? We've already learned these. Alright, let's do this. Increase maximum HP and MP. And let's see what else. Okay, this does double jump. Spectral charge. Got it, okay.
Praise be to the gods above! An eye for an eye! Die!
Alright, doesn't look like I can finish him off in this state. There we go. Now we should be able to. Sector B overtaken. Hostile station there have been weakened. Alright, and so this opens up also a number of treasures for me to look around for.
One device down.
It doesn't seem to have had any effect just yet. Keep going for now.
Earn ability points by demonifying enemies, then use those AP to activate nodes on the Daemon Sphere and acquire new abilities. Alright, so I got a while to go before I can use the other two.
Sir, one of the wall amplifiers has been destroyed. But why would he target them? Is this a NIF attack? We haven't sighted any Imperial soldiers inside or outside the wall, sir. Then they must have sent him to do their dirty work. Stop him at once, sir!
Enjoy.
Here comes another Guardian.
All who would besmirch the sacred course. All trespassers shall be eliminated.
In times of crisis, they call upon the kings of yore to come to their aid. Bless their souls. If they summon the whole wall, perhaps I'll see that long-lost brother.
Prepare yourself!
Whoops. This is going to hurt. Over here. How's that?
Mostly got them down. There's some kind of shield there. You come to me. Let's see if he can help. There we go.
All hail the Almighty.
Alright, we've got Sector A.
Things are going swimmingly.
Wonderful. Here's hoping you can continue unimpeded.
Still don't have enough just yet.
He's going after the wall amplifier, sir. He took out another one? Station reinforcements around the amplifiers. Sir.
This is going to hurt. Enjoy. Or given up the hunt already? That was thoroughly disappointing.
Collect items around Insomnia and sell them at shops for money. Who would buy from me, though?
That's going to be hard to fix.
As you explore Insomnia, destroy decorations and other objects related to the Founders Day Festival to boost your score. Not sure what this icon is about here, that's right here.
I must say, I expected more from you.
Thanks for the hint.
That's going to be hard to fix.
Do the points actually do anything? Royal guards may assault you without warning while moving about Insomnia. Time your button press with the on-screen prompt to gain the upper hand.
Ooh, so close.
Alright, I think I'll skip on the whole city destruction thing. If they're not going to do anything for me.
Ta-ta. Going up.
Defend the city at all costs. Whoops. Now. How do you like this?
Enjoy. Think you can kill me? I'd love to see you try. It's over. Your time has come.
Let's start smashing.
Here he comes! I swore to vanquish all who would besmirch this sacred place. Our trespassers shall be eliminated. Prepare yourself.
I pray you won't disappoint.
Come on in, big guy.
Praise be to the gods above. Where's your head? Hurry! The king must be in his castle. Never fear, your majesty. I'm on my way.
shop.
Almost done. How does it look?
Quite promising. We should be able to break through the barrier with a well-timed assault. You ought to evacuate lest you get caught in the crossfire.
Yes, but there's something I must attend to first. I've got a king to kill.
What? That wasn't part of the plan.
I finished my work. Now it's time to play.
But we...
No, Barnes. You just stick to your plan and keep the boys in black busy for me. Now, off to see His Majesty who lives in the house that Somnus built.
What's the situation? Unfavorable. The target has been destroying all the wall amplifiers. Who is he? We can't identify him. But he's a skilled combatant, and he seems to have the Infernian under his control. I fear we must prepare for the worst, Your Majesty.
We can buy hats for Ardyn to wear. Let's go with the top hat. And we have enough for this now. Hold left button to conjure a swirling whirlwind of dark energy. Use the left stick to aim, then release it to unleash the blast.
How lucky you are to know the sweet release of death. Though it pains me to say this, I'm afraid you're out of luck. How tragically weak you are.
Powerful, but he uses MP, so...
This should be fun.
Nice! Double kill!
I must say, I expected more from you. Enjoy.
I have sworn to vanquish all who would besmirch this sacred place. All trespassers shall be eliminated.
Over here! Oops. How's that?
This is it. So... must stop you.
Enjoy.
Almost got them down.
It's over.
This is it.
Whoops.
There we go. That opens up another spot. There's a vending machine here.
That was thoroughly disappointing.
Here he comes.
Oh, another. Okay.
This will do just fine.
Damned monster.
Balancing elimination. Here he comes.
Take this.
Alright, I'm in danger mode right now.
Stay back.
Bring it down on him, big guy.
All hail the Almighty.
I've had enough.
Damned monster.
Oh dear, you look like you've seen a ghost.
Look sharp.
Next.
Required commencing elimination. This is nothing.
Is this truly the best Lucis can muster?
Enjoy.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm gonna be saving it as soon as I can get out of this fight.
How tragically weak you are.
Here we go, vending machine. A lot of the lyrics I'm hearing here kind of sound like they come out of Final Fantasy 13 too. Alright, now where is the nearest place to actually save? Looks like that is going to be to the east. Here we go.
Can't say you didn't try.
Alright, let's head for the Citadel. And let me also use some of these points here. Here's Cerberus 0. And I'll take another increase of HP and MP.
Forgive me, but I'm in a bit of a hurry. Begin the attack.
Confirmed sighting of multiple Imperial dreadnoughts outside the wall. What's the Empire after all? We can't afford to lose more. Attention, first wave personnel. Prepare for deployment.
Stay back. How's that? Enjoy. Enjoy. How's that?
Oh, that Cerberus 0 is kind of like a ranged weapon, it looks like.
Not even close. Oh, giving up the hunt already. Your time has come.
Oh yeah, it's like a sniper rifle. Okay, got it.
Don't hold back now.
Triple kill, nice.
Not bad.
Hey, big guy.
Praise be to the gods above. This is going to hurt. Think you can kill me? I'd love to see you try. Enjoy.
Stay back!
Whoops.
Take this!
How about a change of pace? Perish! Is this truly the best Lucis can muster?
Defend the city at all costs!
This will do just fine.
Here goes! Here goes! Now! Take this!
Whoops.
This thing can stop time, but I can't even get a shot off.
Here goes!
You who are free. All hail the Almighty. Whoops.
Take this!
Oh dear, you look like you've seen ghosts.
So this is it.
Dance. Look sharp. Not bad. Whoops.
Now we got two Guardians at the same time.
I will never fall. No. Infernian. Not bad. But of course, make yourselves at home. I have some other business to attend to, so I'll leave you to yours.
Quick little save will help here. Alright, into the Citadel we go.
Oh my, what big walls you have. All the better to look down upon his enslaved subjects from. Time to call in a favor with the king and have him summon my beloved brother.
Something wrong, officer?
Oh, you must be His Majesty.
I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. Why are you here?
Why, for you.
The Royal Arms. Who are you?
You ought to know, being a man of royal blood yourself.
Adagium.
In the flesh. Here to bring the bloodline of Lucis to an end.
Whoops. Hear me, Adagium. On my honor as king, I will vanquish you.
Oh. What an awful thing to say to your own flesh and blood.
Behold!
I think not.
Where's your head?
Such power. I'm afraid that trait seems to have skipped a generation or two.
You're mine!
It's interesting that this fight is happening at all here. He looks much younger than when the Imperials actually do attack.
This monster must be contained. He's too dangerous.
In the main game.
Really? By whom, may I ask?
It's over!
You're sloppy.
How about a change of pace?
Here goes.
Now then. What a shame. I expected more from the legendary king of Lucis.
Well, I would certainly hate to disappoint. No quarter for you.
How's that?
I think not.
Not bad. Try this.
You're mine. Say your prayers. What?
If all this happens 40 years before the game takes place, then this is there's gotta be something that repels Ardyn here.
It's over.
Are you all right? You're beginning to look the worse for wear.
No worse than you will once I've seen you away for good.
Ah, you. So confident and yet so misguided.
Try this.
Enjoy.
They mustn't give
give up. Can't let him win. Say your prayers. Enjoy.
This looks like Ardyn is just gonna flat out win here.
This is going to hurt. It's over. Not bad. Not bad. I swore to protect my people.
Done already? But the fun's just begun. Summon the old wall.
How do you know about that?
I've heard the souls of kings reside within those statues. Of course, that's only hearsay. Why not summon the wall so we can see for ourselves? What I wouldn't give for a chance to speak with the Founder King himself. Come out, Somnus! The longer you wait, the longer he'll suffer! Huh? Is he dead? Oh dear. Perhaps I don't know my own strength. Huh.
The Ring of the Lucia. That'll do it.
Well, I'm waiting.
Brother.
Somnus. Haven't seen you for years.
I'm
2000,
gone.
in fact. And whose fault do you think that is? Who could have exiled me as a monster and erased me from the face of history?
You were tainted, unfit to sit the throne. Please, brother, return to the darkness whence you came.
No, but I'm having so much fun! To think I get the pleasure of killing you myself. What's wrong, dear brother? Too afraid to put down your expensive toy and come face me yourself? Let the game begin.
This is no beginning. Only the end. This is preposterous. How could one so impure possess such power? No escape!
I'm convinced at this point that the instructions are just flat out wrong for my control scheme, because I can't even get into the thing half the time.
I was right to have sealed you away. You truly are a monster, brother.
Don't be facetious. The only monster here is you.
I'm done trying to make that work.
This ends now! The gods blessed you as their chosen. The people adored you as their savior. I was neither powerful nor popular. Just envious, perhaps.
Perhaps. Don't
I wanted desperately to be special, yet I had nothing to set me apart. Nothing at all.
Until you stole it from me. You ripped it from my arms.
I'll cut you down! When I first donned the crown and put on the ring, when I first received my calling, I understood that the demons could not be allowed to remain in this world. That a sinner could not be allowed to sit the throne!
Lies, fairy tales, and fallacies. All of it! Perish! Over here!
Almost got him down.
You're no match.
Perish!
This wretched nation to the ground.
Brother.
A good revenge fight.
What I did to you was unforgivable. But I did it for the future of our kingdom, of our people.
A small sacrifice for the good of society. How noble.
Our line has done everything in our power to protect our people, just as the gods bade. I was merely fulfilling my calling.
And here I thought I was the Blessed One, but it was you all along.
I dare not ask your forgiveness. I do ask your understanding.
What? You took everything from me. Everything. And you ask my understanding?
I pray your soul find repose, brother.
The Draconian! Nice time to make an entrance.
On my honor as the Bladekeeper Bahamut, I shall not let thee become a slayer of kings.
Why? Why do the gods deny me my revenge?
Because thou hast been chosen to serve a different purpose. To spread darkness throughout the world is thy true calling.
Darkness?
Soon, the true king will be born unto Lucis. He shall lead the people as their beacon of hope, and drive away the darkness. In turn, thou shalt be his sacrifice, the limitless shadow that ushers in the light.
Why must I continue to suffer? Have I not already sacrificed enough?
The true king awakens, summoning the power of his forebears. He shall, at last, relieve thee of thy suffering. Then, the line of Lucis shall come to an end, and the revenge thou seekest shall finally be found. So it is ordained, and so shall it be.
You say I am not the savior of man, but his sacrificial lamb. And that I live only to die by the hand of the heir to an ill-gotten throne. That is the fate the gods have chosen to bestow upon me!
The very same. Defy thy destiny if thou dare, but know that it would grant thee a life of darkness unending, devoid of death's reprieve. What say thee, Ardyn?
It's time to resist it.
Not once have I begged the gods for such a blessing. And I do not intend to kneel before you now.
Thine impudence shall prove thine undoing, foolish mortal.
Oh, I'm no mortal. I'm a monster. The path men tread was never meant for me. Mine is paved with blood and darkness.
Pitiful creature. If thou wilt fight against fate, so shall it be.
Ghosts do naught but haunt my tortured soul. Please, Era, won't you free me from this curse? Pierce my heart if you must, but you will never kill my resolve.
The gods who rule above and the men who reign below shall lend their strength to the King of Kings. Only a fool would defy such opposition. Though mankind may not realize, everything in this world is preordained. Man exists solely by the grace of the gods and cannot live without. Resist if thou must, but know thy struggles are in vain.
Am I alive? Oh, does it matter? Perhaps not. Nothing matters. None of it. Not the blessed gods above, nor the accursed kings below. To hell with them all. All that matters is I have my revenge. I will spread this scourge across the earth, lure out this king of light, and kill him. Then, the entire world of Eos will be drenched in the darkness of despair for time eternal.
And so it looks like that is the end here. And it's very interesting seeing what actually happened to Ardyn. Definitely the whole thing with Bahamut is... what's the word I'm looking for? I mean, really, the whole thing of what Bahamut is essentially trying to do here, if we take everything into account, including what we learned in Pitios, it seems as though Bahamut was, in fact, against the idea of there being children of Eos. Those being born of both god and men, or, to put it another way, half-summons. I mean, Ardyn and the line of Lucis, they're effectively Terra from Final Fantasy VI, for another word. So to pit Ardyn and Noctis against each other, with both of them dying at the end, would definitely satisfy that want. And really, yeah, the only way to prevent that from happening at this point would be to actually stop Bahamut. That, or, you know, actually prevent what happened way in the back from even happening in the first place. Ensuring that Ardyn actually does take the throne originally. But then again, who knows? Somnus could have ended up acting like Ardyn then at that point. It's interesting to think about how this stuff would have played out in the end. But yeah, this basically leads him to how he is in the game proper. And so now, I guess, all that's left is that book that's coming out to see how things would have changed under that. Because the main issue that's still ongoing here is the fact that when Noctis dies, all the events repeat again and again and again, and it's all because of Carbuncle. Carbuncle is the one that keeps him alive, and when he reaches the end where both of them die, time resets back to the start of his journey. It started in the Omen trailer when he was alone, moved on to how things are in the game, and who knows how many loops we've been through. If you're aware of Haruhi Suzumiya and the anime that is from, you're aware of what the Endless 8 story is. They went through that time loop tens of thousands of times, and that could be exactly what the main game was trying to portray here. And so what the last of the DLC was supposed to do, what the book is supposed to do, is actually bring the time loop to a stop. And the whole thing started because King Regis saw the fate of his son and gave him the Carbuncle statue, which starts time over and over and over anytime he dies. And you can see this in the game itself. If you set it to easy mode and Noctis goes down, Carbuncle will revive him. So it's just interesting to see how all this is playing out, and let's see how this goes. Probably the same.
I'm afraid you're out of luck.
Off my chair, Jester. The king sits there.
We continued in Chapter 14 of Final Fantasy 15, which we've already seen. The title, Commendable. New information added to the data log. New hat shop open. Got a new blade. After centuries of suffering, it's already gone. Alright, and let's take a quick look at this kingly clash here. Spar against the Chosen King and experience the true thrill of combat. Having turned the Empire to shambles and shrouded the world in darkness, Ardyn, erstwhile healer of those who ailed, now sits atop the Lucian throne denied him by the crystal some 2 millennia ago.
The once helpless and hapless prince. Is he now ready to claim his crown? Don't let us down. Let the games begin.
No.
Indeed.
Now they end.
Ah, a king at last! 10 years you spent accumulating your power. I spent assimilating demons and accumulating mine.
Not even close. A king in name alone. I'm truly disappointed. Can't you do any better than that? 10 years, and nothing to show for it.
This is definitely different from the main game.
Move it or lose it!
Want some? Behold, O King, this realm in darkness, this land of demons.
Get a kick out of this!
Try this!
Move it or lose it!
Even with the dawn to break now, it would only bring the horrors to light. Want some?
Good idea. Noctis has the lowest HP right now anyway.
Not even close. Want some? Want some? You should all thank me. In the dark, you would know peace. Want some? Want some?
Come on, Ignis, over here.
Want some? Want some?
Alright, I can tell I'm gonna have to take him on later. Let's go for Prompto next then.
Want some? It's time. Want some? Move it or lose it! Want some? Want some? Want some? Want some? This was just fun. Keep on. This is going to hurt. Over here. Not close. Pathetic.
Let's try to overwhelm him now.
Try this. No. No.
There goes Prompto. Alright. I'm curious how many potions they have. I just saw the Gladio heal himself there.
Want some? Want some? Want some? Want some? How's that? Over here.
Yeah, Dr. Merlot, I finished 14 with the today's patch earlier today.
Try this. Not even close. Enjoy. Want some? Time to say goodbye. Enjoy. Try this. Close. So
There goes Ignis. That means Gladio is the last one up. Nope, not a fan of chocolate milk.
You think 10 years is a long time? It is nothing to me. I have lived in darkness for ages!
Alright, Kingly Clash complete. Alright, so I'm going to back out to the main title here. Yeah, no, it was interesting going through that fight, seeing all of them there. But it's yeah, like I said, I'm really looking forward to what we're going to get from the book. And you know, there's still several things that kind of need to play out here. I'm gonna go ahead and load a game here, and I'm gonna say this one here. Now this is where we left off when I last ended an episode proper without going through the debug version of the game and such. And there is actually one more thing that we are going to be visiting in this game, but it's not going to be happening today. This is going to be for in April.
Help! Please! Somebody help me!
That voice! And that message right there.
You guys hear something?
Sure did. Sounded like somebody calling for help.
Shall we have a look around, Noct?
So that should give you an idea of what is coming in the future. Final Fantasy XIV and Final Fantasy XV, they have a crossover event. For the past few months, the Final Fantasy XV portion of that has been available. We're going to look at that at the same time that the Final Fantasy XIV portion comes out. And so, that is what I'm going to leave you all with here today. We're going to be checking that out, like I said, in April. And, yeah, I'll probably also be picking up the book once it comes out. So, with all that said, if you've enjoyed today's content, please do make sure to subscribe and click the bell to be notified whenever I do go live or whenever I put out a new video. In addition to that, I also have a Discord. Link to that is in the description below. Thank you for joining me today. This is PrinceBrightstar signing off. Oh, you two are saying, I'm missing stuff? What? What am I missing? What did I miss? Oh, new outfit, that's right. So... Oh, this right here you're talking about. Okay, so this is the new outfit.
We're out of here.
Let's roll.
Off we go.
It's definitely a big sword that he has here now. So that might come in useful then, once we do take a look at that Final Fantasy XIV crossover then. Thank you for pointing that out here. And so with that, I actually am going to go ahead and close things out here. Like I said before, subscribe so that you can, a cool warp strike? yeah, yeah, it's got the it's got basically that kind of laser, or not laser-like, but glowing particles there as you warp. So, yep. Subscribe. Discord is in the link. Discord is in the link below, and have a great one. This is PrinceBrightstar signing off. I'll catch you next time. You're still okay. So there's. All right, one more thing. Let's try to find a battle real quick if we can.
Let's be done with this riffraff. Big weapon like that, I'll leave you wide open. Try another.
Ever thought about taking it out of us?
So you're talking about the extra blades it's sending out. Is that right?
Let's go.
Yep.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, that should still be useful once we take on the Final Fantasy XIV crossover content. So, this is PrinceBrightstar signing off. I'll catch you next time.